Hello, everyone. Um, Welcome once again to A.O.S Abroad. And today we are going to actually be starting with a wonderful session. The session that is talking about the life of a permanent resident in Canada. A.O.S talks with immigrants. So today we are going to start a very new episode. It has been We have not actually had this kind of episode before. This is going to be the episode about how we are talking, the A.O.S talks with immigrants. We are going to be bringing you some guest speakers that would actually be talking about different topics, different issues, different titles of discussions. We may be doing it maybe on a monthly basis. Do you understand? To actually kind of let you have experience about the life in Canada, have experience about things related to relocation or immigration, and get to learn from other people, other immigrants, not only us, because I know many people already know my face already, but we are not going to focus on just myself or maybe people that perhaps we even worked with, but people that have done their own route. They are already in Canada or in one place or the other in Canada. Like I, for instance, I'm in Ontario, Canada. And for those that know me, I'm Aziz Olayiwaju Shodiru from Ontario, Brampton, Ontario, Canada. So today we are live both on YouTube and on TikTok. So the TikTok channel, I'll be facing more of the YouTube, but again, the TikTok channel, you can also be watching us live from there. I believe the channels that you are going to be listening or hearing me from is A.O.S Abroad. So before we actually start, I would like to take a kind of roll call. If you can hear me, if I'm audible enough, if you can listen to all what I'm about to say, if you hear me very, very well, please put it on the comment section that yes, you can hear me, yes, I'm audible. Let me know that I'm actually communicating with someone here. So I would also write on the channel that we are chatting from. I'll write where I'm from. So just let me know where you are currently, where you are listening to us currently right now. Like I, for instance, am in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. So let me know where are you listening, where are you joining us from? Do you understand? What's your name? What's your location? What's your location? So drop it on the comment section. Let's know that you are actually responding or hearing us clearly.
Yes, we have Jane Posh. She says she's from
Jane
Nigeria.
Posh. Oh, okay, Jane Posh from Nigeria. That's cool. Thank you, Jane Posh. Where exactly in Nigeria? Is it Lagos, Abuja? Um, where exactly? Katsina, Cross River? Where? Let's know where you're joining us from. So we're still waiting for those on YouTube to actually let us know where they are reaching us from. A.O.S Abroad is the
We also have
channel.
Ayodele from Nigeria. Lagos,
Ayodele from
Nigeria.
Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria.
And
Thank
Jane
you.
Posh is from Abia State, Nigeria.
Limposh, Abia State. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, this is our very first one. We are still waiting for our guest speaker who is going to be taking us through the session. But even before we actually get to have her on the session, I would like us to kind of know more about her. I am going to be the host speaker, but we also have a guest speaker, a guest that is going to be talking to us today about the life of a permanent resident in Canada. A.O.S talks with immigrants. So our guest speaker is someone even on TikTok. She's also active on TikTok. Her name is Joy Canada Journey. Joy Canada Journey, and that is at joy.ofili-Yebovi. So she's going to be one person that okay, I think she's already available. So I'm adding her to the stage right now. Welcome, ma.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma. Thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate
Welcome.
you joining.
No worries.
Yes. So we are actually doing a kind of double, how will I call it now? A double presentation. We are on YouTube Live. Likewise, we are also on TikTok Live. So we are just trying to see how we could make best use of the time right now. Do you understand? And the session we have together today. So I was first of all introducing you to people that we have both on the TikTok and the YouTube. I said our first guest in this very first talk session is Madam Joy Canada Journey on TikTok. So you can join her on TikTok as well. Joy.Ofili-Yebovi, that's her name, and she's into project management and UC or UX UI design. She's currently at Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and she's the CEO of Simplinteriors School of Interior Design and Entrepreneurship. So, Mrs. Joy, welcome very much
Thank
to this
you.
session. Really
Thank
appreciate having
you.
you, ma.
Thank
Just
you.
introduce yourself so that people know
It's a
you
pleasure.
better. Just say a
It's a
little.
pleasure to be here. Like you've already done all the introduction. My name is Joy. Oh, my official name is Joy Ofili-Yebovi, but on
Okay.
TikTok and Instagram, I go on Joy Canada Journey because I wanted people to follow me and experience my journey so far in immigrating to since I immigrated to Canada.
Exactly, exactly. All right, thank you very much. So, one thing I really enjoyed in our conversation is that we got across through TikTok, and
Yes,
you spoke about, I think, one of the comments you made attracted us to you. And the
yes.
comment that, yes, you said something is better than you. I don't even want to talk about it yet so that people don't really feel maybe I'm being biased or something. But again, when we were conversing on TikTok and went on WhatsApp, I'm
Yeah.
kind of sharing my screen now. One of the things that you said is that, which I recollect very clearly, is that fine. After I said we'll do the event and everything, you said, I am not doing any bad news to gain followers. I believe in the truth. So, and I said, of course, we don't either also share bad news. We share only facts and positive vibes.
I
So,
didn't know you were going to
basically,
bring this up. Yes, yes.
exactly. No, it's good to be transparent in talks
It's
like
very,
this
very
because
good
here
to
we are here to talk about truth.
exactly. Because I was like,
Exactly.
anything bad news, because to most people, bad news sell. Want to give this
True.
wrong impression, wrong
Exactly.
this thing just to gain followers and exaggerate things more than it is. And I was not going to be part.
True.
I'm too old for that. I'm not going to
Oh,
be part of that.
happening. Exactly, exactly. We really appreciate that. Yes, we too. We are all about truth, fact,
Good.
and nothing about apart from the fact.
I
So,
was
like,
I was happy when I saw that you said yes, that you're after that too. I said yes. Good.
exactly, exactly. That's why I'm kind of making other people on this session feel at rest, so that anything they hear here is the fact. We are not going to bullshit them. We're not going to give them anything that is not.
Not
We're
doing
just
that.
going to say the main truth. Thank you very much.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate that.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
ma'am. So today we have an agenda that we
Yes.
actually set out to follow. The agenda, the number one, the introduction is, as we have done, the introduction of the speakers. Two, we want to talk about understanding the concept of permanent residency in Canada. Like, I know, yes, we are not, how would I call it, professionals. And as I do tell people on my webinar, I'm not an immigration lawyer, I'm not a
Neither am I.
consultant yet. Neither are you. Thank you very much, man. So, but based on people that have succeeded in coming into Canada as a permanent resident, we would like to hear your truth about the benefits and the rights of permanent residents. Maybe we should start with that. If you are to explain what are the benefits and what are the rights that permanent residents have based on your own experience.
Okay, like we said from
Yes,
our
ma'am.
chat, we're going to be honest, because on
Blunt.
social media, you hear a lot of the code, do you want to come? You will suffer, you will clean this one, this is something I
Exactly.
hear. I'm like, but people are not saying the other side to attract. To be honest, I don't know. It's sad,
Exactly.
you know.
True.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
that being said, a lot of people know, and for people that don't know, there's a lot of routes to use to come into Canada.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
those people that complain probably didn't tell people the route at which
They came to.
they
Hmm.
came through. Okay,
Uh,
but now we are not going to focus on that one. We're going to focus on the permanent resident one. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
the PR
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
The PR to me is number one, the best. Now people don't, because it takes time.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, this country wants to absorb you to be their citizen. It's going to take time. They want to be sure that you are not once a criminal. You're everything you are telling them.
Exactly.
You are honest. You are truthful. So it will take time. But unfortunately, some of our people don't want that time. They
They
just,
don't. Exactly.
they will say student route is not bad. But like I said, we are focusing on permanent resident. permanent residence is the best. Will it take time? Yes. Well, it all depends. It can take 8 months, it can take 1 year, it can take 1.5 years. It all depends. Do you understand? The people that started it when there was COVID, of course, it took over 2 years.
2 years,
Ours about 8 or 9 months. We were lucky. Okay?
Exactly.
People, it takes longer, this thing, because before they can get so many things together and all those things allowed. It doesn't take 3 years or so.
Exactly.
Before you can say, Jack, 1 year. Now, the benefits, there are a lot of benefits as a permanent resident. Now, I'm going to talk about mine, because if you have kids, I'm married with 2 kids, a boy and a girl, Daniel and Olivia. Now, if you come in with kids, be 2, be 3, 5, 6, there's they call it a child benefit.
Okay.
You are entitled to be paid, and it all depends on the age. But by the time the child is 18, you won't be paid child benefit. Now you can be paid in between $500 to $600 per child.
Okay, ma'am.
Per child. So that helps you. Now, for you that have 2 kids, that's about $1,000. If you have smaller kids, it's about 1,000 something. Okay? That's one of the benefits you get. The second benefit you get rent assist. Okay? That rent assist helps you, the government helps to pay about 70% of your rent. Which country would do that for you?
I'm just even hearing that for the first time.
Yes, they will help you pay about 70% of your rent.
Of the rent. Wow.
They'll pay for you monthly. Now, if there's a clause there, if you have a good job and your spouse has a good job, you know, not what's it called? If you're under low income, you're
low income. Okay.
But if you're above the low income, you are earning, let's say, you and your husband put together is earning about 100 and something.
Okay, ma'am.
Or 200. You won't be getting it because they believe that you are okay. But if you are below the income, okay, say you yourself, you're not earning up to 60,000 in a year. Maybe you are in between. I think it's in between 30, 40, 50. That's this thing. Then you are entitled to it. And that's why some people don't really want any promotion. I can't hear you again.
Ma'am, sorry to cut you short. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, just to buttress what you said right now, there are some people that they said it online, and I saw it. I was kind of perplexed because I am not yet married. I don't have a kid yet. But they were telling me that it's better to be poor in Canada than to be poor in Nigeria. Is it true? Because I'm not. It's just it was absurd to me.
Yes,
seriously.
The more money you earn, the more tax they collect.
And
the more benefits you won't be collecting. I'm just yet to understand that full system, but that's the way it is.
Wow.
Because you are earning in a year, you are earning, let's say, 45, 50.
50, okay.
Understand? They are helping you. But the thing is, you can't, because of that, you won't want promotion. But Nigerians, they want better life for them. You might
exactly.
Anyway, why do you want to collect the 70% they are trying for you?
See, imagine.
You can sort yourself out. You understand? So they help you with that. Then this is only, I think, applicable for Manitoba residents. Manitoba also pay you an amount.
Okay, ma'am. Well, for Ontario, I think just to buttress what you said, there are some people that are single mothers that I heard that the government are actually paying them. So many of them, when they even marry, they always like to kind of chase the father or the husband away so that they can get benefit from the government.
Don't believe that. You know, there's another story of war. You know, there's a lot of things they say, women you bring to Canada, they will do this. God, nobody wants to do. Then there's this whole thing in social media that don't sell your house. So many people sell their house, and I'm like, I asked somebody on Facebook, I said, what about the ones that still have buildings that have not sold? Why are you listening to the negative one?
True, exactly.
I know a lot of people that didn't sell their building, they didn't sell anything. Why are you making it look so bad?
True.
It's not.
Yes.
I have a house in Nigeria. I didn't sell it. Maybe those people sold it because they are not coming through permanent resident or they got bad advice.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean everybody is doing the same thing.
The same thing.
That they say that the father will, the mother will drive the man away.
A lot of bad news. Different.
I have a lot of friends here that I've made and I've known before. They are still with their husband. They are still. How much is the money that you, because of $100, you'll be driving them? They won't say the truth. Maybe you said there's problem from the one in Nigeria, your marriage. You now broke. It will, you know,
to escalate.
Not escalate, and you don't want to change, and the woman doesn't want to change. Those are different things. But anybody going about, it's sad why people do that. I don't know. Like I said, they want more followers. Me, I'm not after more followers. Me, I'm after the truth, the honest truth, so that God will continue to bless.
By God's grace, man.
So that story of they will do this, they will do that. I'm still in husband's house. I don't have husband doesn't even all these things. You know, it all has to do with
the mentality. Exactly.
Why are you because of $70, $100? So to tell you the truth, it's because they have not told you the truth, what is happening in that family already. So there's nothing like that. So there's this one for Manitoba on that they still give, but it's not that much. Okay. They still give about 35. So that one is like $70 every month.
$70. Wow.
You understand? Every month. So yes, they help you out. So those are 3 benefits you get as a permanent resident that I know of, that I have.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand? So if you calculate, if you have 2 kids or you have 3 kids, and you are getting, let's say 2 kids, like I said, I will use myself. You are getting 1,000. Then you are getting the rent assist for, let's say, 800.
Just to add up to what you said, for me, for instance, since I've been in Canada, I have had the opportunity or the benefit of actually paying my own rent myself. The government has not been helping me. But because I'm a business owner, I'm a self-employed business person in Canada, I can actually deduct the rent in my taxes. When they are doing deductions, I can deduct some part of it to state that, yes, so this was a business expense instead of a personal expense. Than, normally, if you are going to work for someone, you are going to be paying your rent by yourself from your paycheck. But for me now, I can actually deduct that aspect of it to show that, yes, it's a business expense and actually save more on my rent. So I just said that is the kind of indirect way of the government also giving me money. True.
Exactly. Have you had to say this truth? Because you are single, I'm talking from my own perspective. Yes. But you as a single guy now, you said your own. How many people do you see online saying this truth? How many?
No, there are few, very few. Like many people, I don't even see them talk about things like this. That's just the truth.
They don't even talk about the rent assist. They don't talk about this thing. Yes. They're telling you your weather that cold will kill you, you will suffer cold. Do you know the heat?
And this year was better. In fact, the cold year this year was very much okay.
My husband just we have not on our hydro, our heater. And he came, he says it's cold. With no joke, we are getting used to it. Because gradually you get used to it. When you're in Nigeria, have you been inside, inside no AC, and you're hot in Nigeria?
Of course.
Have they taken light before, and there's no light, there's no fuel, and there's no how to on generator, and it's the heat period? Is it not the same? So what people
exactly.
I don't know. There's no pleasing people. There's no pleasing people.
You can't please them. That's just the hard truth about it. So yes, ma'am, we have talked about the benefits and the rights of permanent residents. Let's kind of be balanced now. Can we talk about the challenges you faced, like a new permanent resident in Canada when you first landed? And I will also talk about my own after.
Okay, challenge. One of the challenges we had. You are coming to a country we didn't know anybody. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've left a country that you have lived all your life. So to the changes of getting to know people. It's not here that you just see people now on the street and all those things. It's not frustrating. But that's because maybe I'm not a O1B going out every minute. So I can be inside my house and have fun. I can be outside. I don't depend on people to. So I'm a different person. You understand? There's some people that they have to go out every weekend. If not, it's not complete.
Every week, true.
The challenges was like mentally, it was a mental challenge. Like trying to understand where I am, trying to know the rules, the do's, the don't. The biggest challenge for me the time I came was learning how to drive.
To drive, wow, that's a big one. I'm still learning right now.
But to abide by their rules, you know,
their rules. True.
You have to establish. There's nothing like establishing in Nigeria.
At all.
Red light, you can't drive past a red light. You know, the train, all those things. When there's a school bus, they bring out that stop sign.
Yes, ma'am.
That was why I said it was a mental thing to really understand. A lot of people do the driving test. They pass first or second time. I did it. It was the third time I passed because this is someone that has driven as a woman. I've driven from Lagos to Port Harcourt, from Lagos to Abuja on my own.
Imagine.
There's nothing. I have never had accidents all my life. I've been driving because I'm but it messed with my
psychology.
The anxiety got the best of me. So that was one thing. I was like, oh God, I have been driving. My husband was like, you of all people. I think it happens. So he was at the third attempt, and the guy said, congratulations. And he was on my wedding. I was like, oh, well,
thank God.
I needed that driving, you know. Here you have to have a car. It's not a luxury.
It's not.
You have to have a car to be able to do many things. So that was one of the challenges, one of the biggest challenges I had. We got a car immediately we came. So that wasn't a problem. So people is different. Some people you need to adjust very well before you can afford a car. Like I said, it all depends on your.
It's true. For us, for instance, thank God you are even saying it now. For a family, a car is very important. I came as a single person. Even with my partner, we came together, and for like 8 months now, we have not had a car. So it's always different. The transport system was my own kind of challenge. I faced a lot of challenges getting to understand how their bus system works, because sometimes we would enter a bus that was meant to be just one, but me, I will see 1A, and I will enter it. Before you know it, it's taking me to a different city entirely.
And imagine it was winter time. You like say,
yes. True. Thank God I was working from home. That I was working remotely, so I didn't go out very much. But if it's someone that has to go out very much, like family members that have to take their kids and everything, car is a necessity, and it's going to be much more challenging with the bus system we even have in Canada.
So that's a different ball game again. So my advice is like, when you are coming, find a way. If you can even buy the cheapest, even if it's $2,000. You understand? But everybody's situation. I might say just 2,000, and that 2,000 is not easy. It's what the person came in with. But that was a challenge for me for the driving on. Okay, exactly. I was allowed to drive for 3 months with my Nigerian driver's license.
Yeah,
I was allowed, but the time was already coming close. You know all those things. So it's with me. That was one of the challenges. Then the second challenge I had was for job.
Employment, I wanted to even talk about that. That's the next thing I was thinking of.
Like me, I'm a very good planner. I like planning. From Nigeria, I've already planned what I was going to do when I come here.
Yes, ma'am.
I knew if you are not ready to do some form of exam and study, you're not ready.
You're not. True.
So you must be ready. It might be an exam for 3 months, 2 months, 1 year, but be ready to.
Yes, ma'am.
Into serious money, and you don't really care about that. So the next one was like how to adjust my resume.
Resume, okay.
I don't have resume. I own my own business. Okay. So
true.
To go and put all that, I'm the one employing people way back in Nigeria. Here am I learning that. So I started with Manitoba Stars. It's is this an NGO, a Manitoba service that helps you to learn how to write your resume for
Resume, okay.
how they can, and they also help you with job. So
Wow.
I've already known about them when I
Through the settlement program, right?
no, by the time I was in Nigeria, I was watching a lot of YouTube. My
Oh,
second name,
nice.
I was watching
A
that
lot.
went through, but
True.
I was over studying over a year before that, and so I was writing all these things down. That if I come in, look at the people,
This is what you do.
then there's a opportunity for employment. Those ones help you out too. They also help to send your resume to companies, and companies also say we need somebody like that. So that helped me. Do you understand? To write my resume. Now, after writing your resume, they'll teach you what you need to adjust, because that one resume cannot be the one you'll be submitting.
Yes, exactly. You have to have multiple for different jobs, different roles.
Another exaggeration a lot of online
people would do.
They told me, they were saying that in a day you will submit about 50 resume. I wanted to be safe to say 50. I said, how is that possible? Because you might see two. By the time you make all the adjustment to make sure it goes
to what they are, it will take time.
So I was like, I caught somebody on all these Nigerian Canada group on WhatsApp.
Okay.
And nobody will tell you, and it's so painful. And they said, yes, I want to keep myself. I said, the highest I can submit in a day was 5 or 6.
Imagine
waking up and really being
exactly. It will not look as if you don't know what you are doing.
As if you are lazy. Then one day I said, I said, how many is even indeed putting on per day?
Per day.
If they say choir practice inspector, you put in. It's as if you are just putting in anything without even looking at it.
True.
So I wonder now occurred to me. I said, no, know which one you wanted to.
Once.
Do you understand? And tell yourself 5 is okay, 6 no problem, but 50 a day, kilo day. That 50 is a lie, a big lie.
It's a big one.
You adjust very well, and I had a what would I call her? A mentor on that Manitoba staff, very lovely lady. That before I submit, I'll send to her. She said no. They were helping, so you won't just rush and submit. So they were really helping. And I submitted a lot in Indeed, especially. Some people believe in Indeed, some people don't. The job I'm presently doing is Indeed. So
wow, that's cool.
It was true Indeed. You understand? There was a lot of rejection. I'm not going to lie. Once I open, I just say thank you. We wish you the best in
your job search.
Don't take it personal. In Nigeria, when you're looking for a job, it wasn't the first one they will give you. The second one.
Exactly.
So don't expect it to be like that. Do you understand? I know it's especially if you use your last dime, you need to pay bill, you need to do something, especially single guys. It's not so your single women. You know, with kids, it was helping us to pay rent. But we thought
but single people, you have to do yourself. True.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking from my perspective. Thank God you are single. You will talk from your own, and people, the viewers will now know how to.
Yeah. If I talk about my own employment and the economic opportunities that I had, I would say I was quite lucky. Just like you said, I really believe in planning too, and I appreciated you talked about that. Before I came, I wanted to make sure that I knew well, just like you were saying, YouTube was my friend, CanadaVisa.com was my friend, Canada.ca. I was checking all those things every time to make sure that, yes, I know that if I'm to come in, and my own focus was I wanted to start up a business. My focus was, when I first get in within a month, I have to make sure I'm registered. I have to partner with some so-called immigration partners. I have to do things. So I was really much more streamlined that, okay, the CV you talked about creating, I didn't create CV for myself. I didn't even bother about it. I was rather creating for my own clients. There was one guy that came through us as an international student. When he first came, he was schooling, but after some time, he couldn't afford it. So we were able to help him to generate his Canadian style resume as a data analyst, and he was able to get a job. But for me, it was basically on how can I make my business known? How can I do more of digital marketing? How can I kind of establish myself as an industry expert? So I knew what worked. And thank God that was when ChatGPT came in. So it was a tool that I made use of a lot, because anything I wanted to do, I always put it on ChatGPT. It was my own kind of mentor, digital mentor.
It was not my mentor that told me about it. I'm like,
Exactly.
that thing is
It's wonderful, wonderful. True, me too.
It was the one that told me, please, I was her name, Cherry or what's her name. She told me I went. When I said, I had to call my husband and say, that this thing made my life easy.
Exactly.
Came up with that thing.
It really helped me. In fact, because when I came into Canada, in fact, currently I'm still studying in the UK, my master's. So many of the things that I did for myself and my clients were through that app. And again, through my business, creating the business, even up until now, I'm still making it to actually streamline what I'm doing and focus. Because in Canada, I realized that there are so much things to focus on. There are many things that you can't even start doing, because you may feel it's the right thing, but at the right time, it may not be that exact thing you need to do. So, like, I had to kind of streamline it on what are people saying online, and how can I fact find it through maybe like ChatGPT, and what is good for my own particular self. Because the fact everybody is doing it does not mean I should actually do it. Do you understand? So, like, that's about the employment and economic opportunities. One thing I wanted to talk about again, like, I want us to kind of talk about, is that healthcare, education, and social services.
Was what I wanted to come to.
Okay. Exactly. So, what was your experience about that?
The healthcare. What you mean healthcare? Is it going to a hospital and all those things?
Let me be frank with you. We have heard a lot of bad things online. So I don't want to put anything in your mind. I just want you to say it as it comes to your mind. Anything you feel that you have experienced, that is your own opinion. Talk about
the healthcare. When we were coming, we had how you wait in hospital, how you do this one.
Exactly.
We are not a hospital. God has been good to us. It's not that we're going to hospital. Since I have not gone to hospital. Hospital for children. We're going to 1 year now. Nothing like that. We have our
health card.
Health card, yes. There was a time I like gymming. I think that my muscle had some pain. I was trying to, manage it on my own. It couldn't.
Yes.
The first thing that someone asked, you have a health card? You have a health card, and I was yet to get my health card there. I said no. So they now said, do you have any? I walked into a clinic, and they attended to me, and they gave me some drugs.
Pain
relief, which wasn't even up to $20. But they said it had a card, and I didn't wait for 10 hours, or maybe it was because it wasn't a serious thing.
Yes, ma'am.
If it's a major thing, maybe that's where they are talking about. If it's a major operation, or it might take time, but I have not had that experience. I'm not going to talk about it. Like I told people, like I will talk about what I have
experienced. Now, based on my own experience too.
For 10 hours, 7 hours. Somebody I spoke to, a banker, a Nigerian banker, I said, look, that's because those people is not an emergency and they are going to emergency site. So why won't you wait 100 hours?
Why won't you? Exactly.
No, that's not true. Because they are going to emergency. Meanwhile, they should just go to a family working clinic. True. So when he said that, I was like, hey. He said, madam, he just doesn't want to talk about what is going on social media.
Imagine social media, like, as in, okay, thank you for actually mentioning that. Our own health card, we got it quite quickly when we came, like I think a month or two, we have gotten it. And there was one time I had, like, is this all true? I had catarrh, everything was just like you said, I went into a walk-in clinic and he just checked me. In fact, some of the diagnosis he gave me, I was feeling that if it's Nigeria, they would increase this thing as it was meant to be. He just gave me some things and told me, drink lots of warm water, use this what they call that thing now, salt truth, what they call that thing
now? Google with hot water and salt.
Like little things, remedies he just gave me, and just a few drugs, and he said go back and use it and you are fine. Similarly, my common law partner, when she went to a clinic, they first asked of her age and she said she was 22 and they just said, okay, fine, the government will pay for it. They are going to give you, they scanned her, they checked her, they did like all sorts of tests and everything. She didn't pay a dime. You understand? It was free. They didn't collect anything from her, and they still gave her drug to bring home. And she said before it didn't take her 20 minutes or 30 minutes to be there to do everything that they did. So I was now wondering, where is that concept of social media stating that they will delay?
As you have been wondering, so have I been wondering. By the time I paid that $20, when I spoke to a friend, he said, "Wait, I paid $20 for what? Blah blah blah." She now told me to go to the one. There's a walking clinic near what's it called? Pambina site. She said, "Go there. That they are very good. This thing. And
very good. Imagine
the way they attended to me. I didn't book an appointment, so I stayed over 30 minutes. But when they saw me, the woman was so nice. He said, "Okay, you are not just going to do this. We are going to do an X-ray. We are going to do this. We are going to
exactly.
do." She looked at me. He said, "No, just
this
go
is Canada."
And they will send this thing over to them. I went to the X-ray. If you see, let's not talk about the machines in there. By the time they were done,
yes, ma'am.
I didn't stay there for up to
1 hour.
What
imagine?
The X-ray was done. They told me bye-bye. They told me they will call me when the X-ray is out. The next day, the hospital called me, told me to book an appointment. I booked an appointment. So because I booked an appointment, as soon as I came,
you walked in. Exactly. In fact, our own family doctor too. That reminds me, the family doctor that they referred to us. In fact, the man is from Edo now, Benin City. The man was so nice when he saw us. In fact, as soon as we got there, we stayed for like 12 minutes. And when he called my name, I said, this man is not a Canadian. A Canadian cannot call my name like this. I went in, he referred us. He said every test you would do, every medicals and everything for family doctor thing is free. All you just need to do is that you have to make sure you are going to those appointments, because if you don't go, the government will disturb you. I say, on top of my own health, the government will be disturbing me again, that I should do this, I should do this too.
I had that health one. I had to ask that banker. He said, "Madam, there's a lot of wrong information out there." He said, people waiting for hours is because it's a minor thing that they should have just gone to their family doctor. But they are just going to make us. Now, the one that can take time is because maybe it's an operation or so. I don't know.
Exactly.
Because they will have to do a series of tests. Sure. Maybe, like I said, I'm not going to come here and say this is it because I've not experienced it. Whatever I say here, I'm backing it up with my own
experiences. True.
You understand? I can argue it. When someone tells me this, going back again, I'm sorry, maybe I'm going for ahead.
No problem.
There's one of hold on, my line of thought just went off. There's one of job. That job creation. A lot of people, please, viewers, don't get offended here. I'm just trying to be truthful. They believe that when you are coming, they mentally make you feel that it has to be health or farm. Or you are working in a grocery shop or so.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all. For me, from day one, I'm not into someone that will be petting somebody and being into healthcare.
I can't even do that. I can't be in the healthcare. I will beat the patient.
People are doing it when it's not even their calling also. They say,
calling. True.
A lot of people were telling me, you have to do healthcare. I said, yeah, the first time I told my husband, he said he will call me back. Because he had already gone back. When he called me back, he did a video call. He just came close to me like this. I said, "You healthcare. Abi, do you know what healthcare? You will never do it. You
imagine. You see
that you cannot do it." So I had to sit and say, "Look, I had to remove my mentality from what people are saying and say, what can you do?" From day one, I knew I was going to be into real estate. Do you understand? So I started putting in there to study for real estate. Taking
I saw that on TikTok. You talked about it.
Before I took the course, when I found out there was maths inside it, I'm not a mathematics person. And I said, I'm not to look for a job again. Because when I first got the first module I was supposed to, the book is as thick as this. I say,
wow. You talked about that. I saw that on your TikTok channel. It was so big. And it's like 3 of them or 4.
4. I am not going to let me concentrate and read. By the time I understand how this exam and things are, then I can start looking for a job.
Exactly.
Not everybody can do what I did. Because people will say, how will you survive? That's why I said, don't just rush and come to
True.
Canada. Plan yourself very well. We planned ourselves. So
Exactly.
by the time I did the first model, do you understand? I was lucky. Not lucky.
Yes,
I really read for it. My children was like, if I'm reading like this, I don't even know when things are passing because Agbani mo fikawe. Now I'm not 22. So I knew and I knew I couldn't afford to fail. Because the money
exactly.
out, I was going to do it. So I couldn't afford all that one. I'm not here to play. So when I passed the first one, I was like, okay, this is good. I put in for the second one. I passed. I said, good. This I don't understand this thing now.
Exactly.
That was when I decided looking for a job.
Okay.
Do you understand? So a lot of people were like, put in for healthcare. So what was I good in? I'm a very good project manager. Do you understand? I can't be my boss here. I have to work for someone here. You understand? I have an app on Play Store, Artisan Express. So I managed that. It was a big project that I did with some people in Nigeria. So I know how to. Then I know because I was my own boss. I had about 13 workers. I knew how to administrative. I know how to organize things. So I said, administrative. People were telling me I must do course for administrative, but my mentor on Manitoba said, no, you can actually put in for this. Look at what you do. Are you good with this? Are you good with that? I said, yeah. So on Indeed, I was now focusing on administrative job and project management job. Do you understand? And that helped me. That helped me a lot. So I didn't focus on healthcare. Some friends were pushing me, say, "Oh, let's help you do your resume to fit." I didn't want to offend them, but one time I said, I can't do it. And there's money in it, though. There's no doubt. There's money. I just said, but that is not me. So I focused on that. God was with me. Before you can say, by the time I want to do my third model, I got a job.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And to be honest with you, I got a good job. Here, they don't ask you for your master degree. They don't ask you for all
those rubbish. Exactly.
You do the job, but you must have experience. It's very, very important. You must know
how
you must know how to navigate yourself. You say no brainer. Everybody in the world uses computer. So if you don't have any computer, this thing, what are you doing? Do you understand? I also
exactly.
I did US UI because I said that I'm an interior designer. I'm into design and everything. I know how to.
It's along the line, true.
I was putting in administrative, US UI. I think those were and project management. Those were the three things I was focusing and putting in. And God willing, I got for administrative coordinator in a good company.
All right, ma. Okay, ma, we have a question for you, ma. Someone actually asked on TikTok. She said she has a question. Okay, can I ask a question? Oh, okay. She's still tell her that she can ask a question. But before that question comes in, I want us to also talk about community engagement and cultural integration into like three kinds of parties now, three kinds of communities. Firstly, the community of like Canada, the Canadians themselves. Two, the immigrants. How are the immigrants in general, and in particular, Nigerians that you met in Canada? How are they? Because again, social media has painted a lot of things differently. So I want us to talk on, were they engaging? Were you able to engage with communities around you? How did they accept you and the family when you came in? What was that experience like?
Okay, like I said, I'm not going to BS anybody. When we came, my husband wanted a house, a standalone apartment or so. Somebody brought us to an apartment, a nice apartment, and I was like, I wanted this because I wanted to, we're new in a new land, and it was winter time, so I wanted a place I can meet other people and interact. My experience for Nigerians that I've seen here, I've not had any bad experience.
Nice.
They have been nice. There's a guy I met on Facebook. I'll call his name Andrew. This guy will order a TV from him the day we were coming in here. Because imagine not having any TV in the apartment you are getting.
Exactly.
I spoke to him on Facebook Marketplace. I noticed it was a Nigerian. He said, "Oh, you can bring it at no cost for us." I said, "Okay." Till today, that guy has been a godsend to us.
Imagine.
That same day when he came, he was like, he was so welcoming. Somebody help me too now when I come. Why not? Why not? He
Imagine, why not help?
noticed
True.
I don't have pot. It was in the night. No pot. He said, "Madam, enter motor with me." I said, "We don't have a car yet." He said, "No, he'll take me."
Take,
He
exactly.
was
Wow.
expecting people that were bringing the furniture, the bed. He said, "Madam, Oga, no vest. Let me take your wife." There was no salt there. No pot. This guy took me in his car. He was the one that took me first to Walmart. He bought.
Yes.
You think he was my husband? He was just carrying everything. He said, "Don't carry anything. I'll help you." I just not up to 2 hours, not up to 1 hour.
Imagine.
I'm telling you,
Imagine.
he was saying, "Don't waste your money and go and buy new pot now until you are well settled. Let's
Well
go
said,
to
exactly. True.
a tree shop that you might end up buying what you don't want." We went to enter the tree shop. He said, "You just get cheap one, the one that you can use and do small rice this night and all those things." He was the one even remind me. I was too overwhelmed with how kind he was.
He was, imagine.
This is what we're talking about. Over 2 hours, this guy was driving, helping me. My husband was calling me. I said, man, lo, bobo, yo, this guy. I said,
Imagine.
we're helping him. That he has to pay it back. He has to pay it back. This guy helped us still today. This guy has been. Then I met in the apartment, building.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to be angry if one person doesn't act very nice or friendly? You leave them. Maybe they're going through their own stuff.
True.
All. Then I was in all this WhatsApp group for Nigerians. You understand? Anything they tell you is just like going to church. If pastor tell you this, carry your own Bible too and read it.
True. Oh, facts.
They will not read everything down for you. They will just part that they want you to just focus on. So when people tell me things, I go with my own. There are people that even in Nigeria they are friendly. There are some people that are not. But my experience with Nigerians here, they have been helpful. Even when we were trying school, somebody introduced me to another person that the daughter goes to the same school my son wants to go to. How to end up bus? He said, "Come over." She gave me yam. This one gave me plantain. This one.
Wow, that's nice.
They were nice. They say my daughter will come and pick your son, show him the bus stop. They were nice. I'm not going to lie. They were nice.
Thank you very much for saying that. Because, like, when we were first coming, there were a lot of negativities all around. Like, people were saying things that sometimes I'll now kind of, sometimes when you are coming into a new place and you have heard so much, you tend to want to hold up. You understand that, okay, don't let me overdo, don't let me just do this, don't let me do this. But just like you said, I've met Caribbeans, I've met Africans, even Canadians. There are sometimes, because I came with my native attire, so sometimes I'll wear the Hausa cap, I'll wear Jalamia, and I'll be going to mosque, and I'll see even Canadians telling me, "Oh, I like your hat." I will not be looking, I wear hats. But that's what their own words are. That I like your hat, I like your attire, I like how you dress. They are always welcoming. Last week when we went out, there was one Algerian that I met. He was the one that drove us home. He just saw us, he said, "Oh, you are from Africa," and before you knew it, we were just vibing, talking. He gave us gifts.
No, they are too friendly in Manitoba. My daughter got to a stage in one mall. One Oyibo older woman was just following us. In the corner of my eyes, I was like, "Kilo Njele." But she was just, this woman had to go and stand at the entrance on going in and coming out. As soon as she came out, she said, "I've been admiring your daughter. Her hair." She braided her hair and it was popular.
Yeah, they like that too. They like that.
Love it. My daughter was so. This I said, I didn't want to appear like a widow. Well dressed older woman. They are doing overnight. I'm not saying there's no bad people in Nigeria too.
But exactly, they are bad. They are.
Was Manitoba. They are over friendly, over accommodating. It got to a stage I was like, this is not what I
want. Too much. Yeah, thank you very much, ma. I really appreciate you. So I want us to round off with the legal rights and responsibilities of permanent residents. Like, based on what you have experienced, what is that thing that you know that, okay, Canadians or Canada in general would always like you to adhere to in terms of, okay, we have talked about driving, but which other parts, which other legal issues have you faced by, like, as a newcomer, that, okay, this is what Canada wants you to do, this is what you are meant to do. Like, for instance, you have talked about real estate, so that going into real estate, you went into education, you got your license, I believe. And like, what are those things that you know that you have to do? And the other things, like, okay, taxation now, where I think we're close to the tax period. What are those things that you have experienced now?
The first thing is, anything career you want to pursue, make your research and know what they want, the do's and don'ts,
The do's
and
and
now,
don'ts.
and now follow it. The driving on, you can't just, you're allowed, if you have your driver's license as a permanent resident, to drive for 3 months. After that 3 months, you must have gotten your own listing. Follow the rules. The way you drive, if you think you're a big driver in Nigeria and you want to drive it here,
It can't work.
it will shock you, because there, like I said, there are a lot of things that Nigeria is not an organ. You can't even try it. Cameras, everything will capture you.
Everywhere.
Just abide
Yes.
by that rule, and you are fine. If it's don't do any fake thing.
True.
You know those fake this one don't do that. If they tell you do this exam, pass it. Most of these the exam college you, but some people
Exactly.
hard. But just abide by it. To tell you the truth, you are fine. Don't carry that Nigerian mentality. Don't come here as a man and say think you treat a woman or talk to her at work or anywhere here. Don't come as a woman and think, oh, you just lie and do this thing. So you just abide by it. Change as soon as you get to the airport. All that your mentality should change. Do you understand? Don't say,
Yes.
man of the house only, and you not help the woman, and you want her to work, and you want her to say, that one is a story for another. That was
Exactly.
another day. That mentality has to change as a woman, because both of you are putting things together to start a life. Do you understand? All those things have to change. You can't come here and say, Nigerian women, when they come, they abandon the man. They have not told you the truth. You can't be doing shino in Nigeria and come here.
Come here, I want to do the same thing.
you see a fine girl and you'll be talking to her in this thing, and you think it's not harassment. Before you know it, they'll find that you harass them. And you say, just touch her hair and say it's fine. No, you can't do that.
No, you can't. Exactly. True.
No, yeah, it's simple. Abide by the law, and you are fine. Don't have that mentality of women anyhow that you are carrying and come here. It's not going to work.
Exactly. Thanks very, very much. Really appreciate you, man. So, like, as I said before when we started, we're on TikTok and we're also on YouTube. Some people were saying they want to talk, some said they want to ask questions. So within these few minutes now before we close, I want to hear from them. If anyone has a talk or a clarification, or maybe you are already even in Canada and you also want to share your own experience within the short 4 or 5 minutes we have now, please let's just hear what you have to say. Ask questions if you ask it, you have it, and let's know before we actually round off. So, Rashida, if anyone wants to talk, let me know. You can just put the person on.
All right, yeah. Jane Posh wanted to ask a question.
Jane Posh, okay, question.
I have a question.
All right, please ask.
Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate you for this section. I really appreciate. I was just scrolling through TikTok when I saw your video, and I realized that you were on live, so I had to join. And also appreciate the fact that you actually allowed me to sit. I really appreciate.
You're welcome.
So what I'm trying to say is that, like, I've been watching a lot of things about how to relocate to Canada or maybe overseas through visa sponsorship, and I've tried some rings. It didn't work out. So I want to ask, because I believe that you both are more exposed. And also listening from you, I've been able to learn some new things. It's nice. So for someone like me, what would you advise that I do? I'm for a visa sponsorship, which I am willing to take also maybe nanny, caregiver, maybe I can work with my skill. I'm a hairstylist. So what would you advise me? What are the necessary steps that I need to take? Although recently I'm thinking I'm planning on how I can get an international passport first. I want to get it ready, but not like I have financial capacity to sponsor myself. So what's the advice that you can give me? What are the steps that I should take?
Okay. Okay, my dear, thank you so much. Like here, I'm not an immigration
Lawyer or
lawyer or
consultant?
anything, so I need to put it out there. Like I said, I'm just talking for my own experience. First, I have to know, or people have to know what educational background do you have. Do you understand? Are you a tailor? Are you a hairdresser? Are you a graduate? You know, different things. To me, like I said, I'm speaking from permanent residents. I would love people to come into permanent residence. Do your do that EL, they call it EL word exam.
IELTS, yes.
I'm always making mistake on that thing. I and when you do the exam and you pass, you that exam takes about 2 years before it expires. Then you start
Yes,
planning yourself. For the other
true.
one of that route, like I said, I don't know
Job
about it.
sponsorship,
I know there
yes.
is that route exists, but I don't know too
Yes.
much about it. So I can't speak on something I have
You
no
don't
I don't
idea.
know about. But
Yes.
what I know is the one of permanent resident, and I know there are a lot of advantages. Oh Lord, a lot. Shock you.
Exactly.
Eh? He knows now, Abby.
Yes, of course.
I will shock you. Yes, I know financially you are not. You said you
Capable.
are not capable, but I believe within 2 years, if you have a, like I said, I love planning. You do your passport first. Do you understand? You do the exam, or you plan that
Yes.
this is when I'm going to do the exam. Do you understand?
Exactly.
That I will have
Exactly.
I'm
up.
sorry, Mom. For cutting you short.
Okay.
The exam you're talking about, how can I, enroll for the exam? Is it online?
I think he can answer you on that too.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, ma. You can always go online. Many of these things you can just type it on Google, IELTS Nigeria. It will bring out one of two websites, either britishcouncil.org or IDP Australia or MOD Education website. So you can always click on their website and check the requirement. Just make sure that you are taking the IELTS general training, not the academic, not the UKVI, but IELTS general training.
Did
That's the
you
one
get that?
particular for Canada
Get
immigration.
that? Write it down. Go.
Yeah.
Maybe you should
Exactly.
call it back again for her so that she can write.
Yes, and you can always follow us back because again, we have our English coach that trains people for that exam. We are a language school in Canada. We registered as A.O.S abroad is a language school. We can train you legally for it. We can prepare you for the exam. We can teach you new languages like French if you want to learn it, and TEF Canada, TCF Canada. So just reach out to us. You go on our bio. You see our website there. Just click on the website and enroll. You would be able to get some free classes to even start with
To
through
start
our
with.
website. Yeah,
Exactly. And you pick a date you want to have the exam. There's a
exam.
fee
True.
attached to it. And gradually you have started the process. And you being young,
Yes,
really
ma'am.
sharp and fast.
Exactly. So someone actually asked again that this is Ajayi Oluwatobi 76. He said, my spouse and I just got our PR approved and we are planning on going ahead. Our destination is Ontario. Congratulations, firstly, Ajayi, for it. You are now asking, are there specific guides for someone who wants to get apprenticeship programs before coming in? Any comments on that, ma?
What do they mean by apprenticeship guide?
Well, apprenticeship training, maybe for instance, he wants to be a mechanic, an electrician, a
Yes.
plumber, a
Yes.
hairstylist.
There are free places that they will even give you that. Just make your
True.
research. If it's in Ontario, like I'm in Manitoba, I told you I went to Manitoba Start. I went to opportunity for employment. So in Ontario, you have to find out the government helps you.
An electrician, true.
Yeah, electrician. There are schools that they will even do it for you for free and guide you
For
because
free,
you're a new.
true.
Just because you're a new immigrant, the government does not joke with you because
They
they
don't
want.
do it. Exactly.
So if you don't even have the money, they will have a place there. They will train you.
They
Just
will
find out
train you.
province. They will train you. They will help you, and especially in that apprenticeship you are talking
Yes,
about,
ma'am.
the
Yes,
way
ma'am.
you get job is going to be.
Fast. In fact, funny enough, the
Electrician.
landlord that we are in his house right now is a trade person. Do you understand? He's a trade person. He's also into the electrician that he talked about. And yes, he also got, and you too can also get what we know as OSAP. OSAP is Ontario Student Assistance Program. So the government will give you a grant and or a loan to actually get to educate yourself in any of the colleges in Ontario. So just browse on that concept, Ontario Student Assistance Program, as a permanent resident, you have the opportunity to actually get the government to pay for your tuition to actually study,
Telling
and
you.
you'll be paying it back on a or some people have gotten grants and they didn't pay back. Some have gotten additional loans and
Grant
they
is
paid
not
just
supposed
the
to pay
aspect
back.
of the loan.
Grant is not supposed to be paid back.
Exactly,
They are giving it to you.
exactly.
And sometimes if you say you want free, find out there will be
Find out they'll be free.
As a
Exactly.
permanent resident.
As
That's
a
the
permanent resident.
advantage of permanent residents. You will get
True.
something that maybe it won't be that intense. So, but
Exactly.
there's money in that thing. The place I work, I know how much the electrician, mechanic, plumbers,
How much they're collecting.
more than most of our
Exactly.
paper graduates and everything. I'm telling you. Yes.
Even hairstylist, for instance, my common law partner is an hairstylist, and the money she's making on that is not
The
small
girl
thing.
that made my hair, collected.
Yes.
I'm not going to exaggerate because this was part of the life that they will tell you the hair, they will pay 200, 300. It was 100.
Exactly.
It's all like $100. Imagine she did 4 that day. That's 400 per day.
Imagine, you see, wow, that's much. That's much.
So
Wow.
it's this thing out for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very, very much, ma'am. So, do we have any other questions or clarifications or comments before we go? We plan to just have it for 1 hour. We don't want to extend more time because I know everyone has to plan for the week ahead.
I'm telling
So,
you.
exactly. Any other questions, comments either on TikTok, on YouTube before we go? We just have 30 seconds right now before we end this. So if you have any, just let us know. Thank you very much once again. Very well, Mrs. Joy. If you want to actually follow us, you can follow us on our YouTube channel, on TikTok, TikTok / at A.O.S abroad, or that of TikTok.com / at joy.Ofili-Yebovi. Please join, follow her, subscribe to her channel, and you can also there are a lot of videos I've watched of her where she explained her own experiences, and I was so attracted to the fact that she didn't give any false claim, and we are looking for people that will just say that as it is, you understand, especially for permanent residents. So if you want to hear the truth about Canada immigration, please, our channel is one channel you have to actually watch. Do you understand? So thank you very much once again, Ma, for joining.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. People need to start hearing the truth. People need to know the truth, and not just social media has its advantages and its disadvantages. You understand? It's not about follower, it's about giving the right information so we can help each other to grow. So we can help each other. Very important.
All right, man. One last person is saying, Jane Posh, what's the name of the website you said I should click for the exam? So the website, there are two organizers for IELTS, either britishcouncil.org, would write that as well, britishcouncil.org, or IELTS.org. The two are the websites for what do they call it? IELTS examination, IELTS.ng rather, IELTS.ng, not .org. The first one, britishcouncil.org. The second one, IELTS.ng. If you are in Nigeria, you can use the IELTS.ng. If you are in other places, you can use britishcouncil.org. So that being said, we are going to cut off this right now. Thank you very much once again, ma. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, a week.
And you too, ma'am.
Okay, then.
Of course, ma'am. Bye for now, ma'am.